In the competitive world of television production, conflicts between cast and crew are not unusual. However, few confrontations have left as lasting an impact as the one involving a legendary figure and several women on the set of Sons of Anarchy. At the center of this clash was Sonny Barger, a notorious member of the Hells Angels motorcycle club. This story begins during the filming of one of the most iconic scenes in Sons of Anarchy, a gritty television series set in the world of outlaw motorcycle clubs. Amid the chaos of production, tensions began to rise. Sonny Barger, a real-life legend in the outlaw biker community, made a guest appearance on the show. But it wasn't just his on-screen presence that created controversy. It was his behavior behind the scenes that left a permanent mark. While the exact details of the altercation remain unclear, rumors and speculation have circulated among fans and industry insiders. What exactly did Barger do that provoked such lasting resentment? Was there more to the story than what was publicly revealed? And what consequences did this incident have on the set and beyond? To understand the impact, we must look more closely at Barger himself. The life and legacy of Sonny Barger. Few names in the world of outlaw motorcycle clubs carry as much weight as Sonny Barger. Born Ralph Hubert Barger in 1938, he rose to prominence as a key figure in the Hells Angels, co-founding the Oakland, California chapter and helping to shape the club's legacy. His life reads like a gritty novel, full of run-ins with the law, prison time, and an unexpected relationship with Hollywood. Among his most infamous moments was his role in providing security at the ill-fated 1969 Altamont Free concert, headlined by the Rolling Stones. Violence erupted during the concert, resulting in the death of a fan named Meredith Hunter. Barger later claimed he had to hold a gun to Keith Richards to force the band to perform. In addition to his criminal background, Barger authored several books, including Hells Angel, The Life and Times of Sonny Barger, and the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. In this autobiography, he offers a controversial take on many historical events and provides a personal look into the outlaw biker world. Barger on Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy, which aired from 2008 to 2014, portrayed a fictional outlaw biker club, SAMCRO, Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club, Redwood Original. The series gained popularity for its raw storytelling, gripping performances, and gritty portrayal of biker culture. To bring authenticity to the series, creator Kurt Sutter recruited real-life motorcycle club members as consultants and cast members. Barger portrayed Lenny the Pimp Janowitz, one of SAMCRO's original founding members. His character's experiences closely mirrored his real-life past, run-ins with the law, time in prison, and a lifetime immersed in outlaw biker culture. Barger's presence gave the show a deeper sense of realism, but behind the scenes his behavior reportedly caused friction, especially during interactions with female cast and crew members. Though the specifics remain largely unconfirmed, whispers of disrespect and inappropriate behavior led to tensions on set. The incident contributed to a broader debate about the risks of involving real-life criminals in entertainment projects, real outlaws in a fictional world. Barger wasn't the only real-life outlaw involved in Sons of Anarchy. David LaBrava, a fully patched Hells Angels member, was initially hired as a technical advisor, but later took on the role of Happy, the club's enforcer. LaBrava brought genuine experience and insight to the show, even co-writing an episode. Later, he distanced himself from the Hells Angels and began living a quieter life. Rusty Coons, another former chapter president of the Hells Angels, played Ronnie Quinn. His custom motorcycle building skills added authenticity to the show. Chuck Zito, a former president of the Hells Angels New York Nomads, also joined the cast, playing Frankie Diamonds. Zito had previously filed a lawsuit, claiming the series had stolen his idea for a biker drama. These real-world figures brought authenticity to the series, but also controversy. Some critics argued that involving known criminals blurred the line between realism and glamorization. Did the show offer an honest look into a dangerous subculture, or did it romanticize outlaw behavior? The impact of Kurt Sutter's vision. Kurt Sutter, the creator of Sons of Anarchy, was deeply committed to portraying an authentic world. He even appeared in the series himself as Otto Delaney, a tortured character subjected to intense violence. His wife, actress Katie Sagal, played Gemma Teller-Morrow, adding real-life chemistry to their on-screen dynamic.
Casting decisions shaped the direction of the show. Initially, Scott Glenn was cast as Clay Morrow, but the role eventually went to Ron Perlman. Perlman's portrayal gave the character a layered mix of toughness and vulnerability that became central to the show's appeal. Inspired in part by Shakespeare's Hamlet, Sons of Anarchy explored themes of betrayal, loyalty, and revenge. The storytelling drew heavily from real-life biker club politics, made more vivid by the involvement of men like Barger, La Brava, and others. The show also featured real scars, both literal and metaphorical. Tommy Flanagan, who played Chibs, had visible facial scars from a nightclub altercation, scars that lent depth to his role. Even Perlman, initially afraid of motorcycles, trained to convincingly portray a club president. The aftermath and legacy. Sons of Anarchy ended in 2014 after 7 intense seasons, but its influence continues. A spin-off series, Mayans MC, follows a different motorcycle club and continues exploring the complex world Sutter created. The show's cultural impact is undeniable. It prompted conversations about morality, rebellion, and the thin line between law and lawlessness. It also raised questions about whether the entertainment industry should work with individuals associated with criminal organizations. Despite the controversy, Sonny Barger's role in the show added a layer of realism that fans appreciated, even if it came with complications. The legacy of Sons of Anarchy lives on, not just as a TV series, but as a cultural touchstone that explored the dark heart of outlaw life. The story of Sonny Barger and his time on Sons of Anarchy is about more than just one man. It reflects the complex intersection of real crime, entertainment, and public fascination. By blurring the lines between fact and fiction, the show drew viewers into a world that was as compelling as it was dangerous. Whether admired for his rebellious spirit or criticized for his controversial past, Barger's legacy, like the show itself, continues to provoke strong reactions. His presence in the series remains a powerful example of how real life can shape fiction, and how fiction, in turn, can influence how we see the world around us. The life and legacy of Sonny Barger, from the streets of Oakland to outlaw legend. In his early years, Sonny Barger yearned for structure, camaraderie, and expertise in weaponry. The United States Army seemed like the perfect escape from the uncertainty of his environment. However, fate intervened. When a fake birth certificate was discovered, his military aspirations were abruptly cut short, leaving him in a state of confusion and instability. Returning to his hometown of Oakland, Barger drifted between low-paying jobs and lived with his family, uncertain of his future. Unbeknownst to him, these difficult beginnings were merely the prelude to a remarkable and controversial life. Despite early setbacks, destiny had grand plans for Sonny Barger, plans that would lead him into the darker corners of society and place him at the center of one of the most infamous organizations in American counterculture, the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. Founding the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels. At the age of 18, Barger became one of the founding members of the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels, which would go on to become the most dominant chapter in the club's network. Though the Hells Angels had already established a reputation for rebellion since their inception in 1948, it was Barger's leadership, charisma, and fierce loyalty that helped elevate the group to national prominence. By the early 1960s, Barger had risen to the position of president of the Oakland chapter, effectively becoming one of the most powerful figures within the Hells Angels hierarchy. To Barger, the club represented far more than just motorcycle riding. It offered brotherhood, purpose, and identity. Within this outlaw community, he found a deep sense of belonging that shaped the rest of his life. A life in the spotlight, for better and worse. As his influence grew, Barger became a symbol of the outlaw biker lifestyle. While he embraced rebellion and defiance, his actions brought both notoriety and legal trouble. In the 1960s and 1970s, he was featured prominently in works by authors like Hunter S. Thompson and Tom Wolfe, who portrayed him as a central figure in the gritty reality of biker culture. However, this growing fame also came with intense scrutiny. During what Barger called his gangster era in the late 1970s, he faced multiple serious charges, including narcotics possession, attempted murder, and assault with a deadly weapon. He served time, but remained a respected figure within the Hells Angels, supported by the club even during incarceration. Despite multiple prison terms, including convictions in 1973 and 1988 for narcotics and weapons charges, Barger continued to serve as a pillar of the biker community.
His resilience, loyalty, and refusal to conform made him a cultural icon, health battles, and enduring spirit. Barger's life was also marked by personal challenges, including significant health issues. In 1983, he was diagnosed with throat cancer, and in 2010, prostate cancer followed. Through both battles, he maintained his fighting spirit, supported unwaveringly by his wife, Zorana Barger. Together, they faced the hardships of his declining health with strength and unity. Zorana became a key figure in his later life, not only providing emotional support, but also working alongside him on various creative projects. She even contributed to motorcycle-themed film productions and a children's book series, Willie and the Bike Crew. Despite rumors, the couple did not have children. The widely circulated claim that they had a son named William James Barger was unfounded. Zorana preferred to keep her personal life private, allowing her actions and projects to speak for her passion and dedication. Legacy in popular culture. Sonny Barger's story extended far beyond the biker world. His 2001 autobiography, Hells Angel, The Life and Times of Sonny Barger and the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, became a bestseller and introduced his philosophy of life, centered around freedom, loyalty, and defiance, to a broader audience. Barger was also involved in television and film, most notably appearing in the hit series Sons of Anarchy. He portrayed Lenny the Pimp Janowitz, a founding member of the fictional SAMCRO Motorcycle Club. His involvement in the show brought authenticity, but also stirred controversy, given his past legal issues and the real-world violence associated with the Hells Angels. Nevertheless, creator Kurt Sutter sought that authenticity deliberately. Real Hells Angels members, including David LaBrava, Rusty Coons, and Chuck Zito, were brought on as cast members and consultants, further blurring the line between reality and fiction. Sons of Anarchy and the culture it captured. Airing from 2008 to 2014, Sons of Anarchy quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Drawing inspiration from Shakespeare's Hamlet, the show depicted themes of loyalty, betrayal, and power struggles within an outlaw motorcycle club. Charlie Hunnam, who played Jax Teller, immersed himself in the biker world to bring realism to his role. The authenticity was enhanced not just by the cast's dedication, but by the show's willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about crime, loyalty, and morality. Behind the scenes, tensions occasionally flared. Creator Kurt Sutter engaged in public disputes with critics, and production challenges, such as heat exhaustion and real firearms on set, were constant hurdles. Yet the series resonated. From the brutal death of Opie to Jax Teller's tragic end, the show captivated audiences worldwide. Its impact lived on in spin-offs like Mayans MC, and through the devoted fan base it left behind. Even after the show's end, the cast and crew continued to honor its legacy. Ryan Hurst, who played Opie, famously shaved his beard with a samurai sword in tribute to his character, an act symbolic of the deep emotional connection between the actors and their roles. On June 29, 2022, Sonny Barger passed away at the age of 83 after a brief battle with cancer. He died peacefully, surrounded by his wife Zorana and loved ones. In a pre-recorded message released on his official Facebook page, he said goodbye with the same stoic resolve that defined his life, reminding followers to live free, honor loyalty, and stay true to their principles. His death marked the end of a wild, controversial, and undeniably influential journey, but his legacy lives on in the history of motorcycle culture, in books and television, and in the hearts of those who saw him as a symbol of rebellion. Opinions about Sonny Barger remain divided. To some, he is a charismatic leader who embodied the spirit of freedom and brotherhood. To others, he represents a darker side of American subculture, one tied to violence, crime, and defiance of the law. Yet no matter the perspective, one thing is certain. Sonny Barger left a lasting imprint on American culture. From founding the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels to influencing pop culture through Sons of Anarchy, his life was a testament to the power of resilience and self-determination. Barger's story serves as both a cautionary tale and an inspiring account of living life on one's own terms. His presence continues to spark conversation, provoke thought, and challenge perceptions about what it means to live freely, no matter the cost.